Hey guys, I'm back in my garage today and I'm going to be working on my Silvia, and today I'm actually going to be doing a couple things more like I'm going to be doing some quality of life improvements as well as a minor upgrade, which is going to be an intake pipe. One thing I am obsessed about with this car is how it sounds. And my buddies Stefan and Adam always make fun of me because I'm always making purchase decisions based off of how the vehicle is going to sound and not like what I should be doing to improve the performance, because race car, you know. But it's not necessarily like something I want to do. I guess I'm older now and I like cars that aren't necessarily super loud and something that isn't droning on the highway like when I'm going down the street. So that's why I bought the Yashio factory titanium exhaust. That one's pretty quiet, and I still don't even know what I'm going to do about a catalytic converter. I might get a high flow cat just to keep the noise down as well, but I'm also being yelled at about doing that, so I'll make a game time decision later when I actually get around to like putting my exhaust on. But first thing in the tubing world, tubing is going to be this thing, the intake. So here's the factory intake, and it goes from down here in the turbo. The turbo's down there up to through the mass airflow right here. Yeah, it's cool. It's quiet. It works, but it's also kind of restrictive, and I really want to hear my turbo flutter. That's a sound thing that I've been obsessed with and just can't wait to actually hear this thing when I'm driving down the street. It's gonna be cool. So I actually bought a intake pipe. This is the Injuku one for an S13, and I had TF Works weld on a bung for me because there's a giant bung coming off of it right here that goes up to the recirculation in the front of the car and then back down to like a little recirculating valve. It's like almost like a blow-off valve. You can think of it as a blow-off valve. So I wanted to retain like the stock plumbing just because I didn't want any like idle issues or like vacuum leak-esque type problems. So I decided to just get a 1-inch weld, or a 1-inch bung welded on, and it was only about $100 for them to do that. Hopefully I got it in the right spot. And then it should go in place of this, and then with the Injuku kit there's an actual filter and everything, and I'll show that when it's all put together. So that's going to be my big / small improvement to my car today. And I'm also going to be doing some quality of life improvements to like the stereo and whatnot. Super excited to get that done. So I may have caused myself some headache. I did a lineup job at my house in Chicago to try and line up this weld, or this bung, to where it's supposed to go, because I took the intake with me and then just kind of eyeballed it, which is a bad idea because I think it's in the wrong place. So I'm going to throw it on here and see how this is going to work out. Yeah, this is a problem. So shit. This thing isn't gonna work. You don't have to record anymore. You can stop it.
Cut.
This is what I get for buying an S13 piece for an S15. I don't know if this pipe is gonna work. It looks like it's not going to. Little bit of a lip inside there, right here. Not terrible. It also doesn't line up on the top here, but I'm gonna try anyways because I want to hear this thing. But I'm gonna have to go to Menards. You wanna go to Menards, hon?
I guess. I can look at the plants.
Yeah, you can. What I'm gonna do today is I'm still gonna put my air filter on, because what I can do is just bolt this piece to, where'd it go? I can bolt the adapter kit to the mass airflow and then just put the filter on. So I can still use the unfortunate stock intake tube, but I can still at least put my filter on and do something with this today. You ready? Yeah, I'm waiting for you to come back out here. I was waiting for you to come back outside.
I was waiting for you.
Oh my god. Anyways, I'm gonna go to Menards, grab some bolts. Okay. So I went to the Menards, got some bolts. I got a couple sizes because I couldn't remember how long I needed. I got enough to bolt this thing together. Easy peasy. It's amazing to me how little metric stuff is at home improvement stores. That's the world we live in. It would be great if they had like every flavor of nut and bolt, you know, zinc, stainless, chrome, whatever, everything that you wanted in metric. I guess that's why people buy those bolt kits with all the trays and everything, because it's just so much easier to just go over to your bolt tray and grab what you need instead of trying to hunt it down at the hardware store, looking through a million little boxes. Can't even count the amount of times I used to do that with my friends when we were building cars. 5-6 trips to the hardware store in a day. Oh crap, we gotta go back to Ace. She'll be hooking up like that. What's real hilarious is the amount of time and money I've spent wasting to try and get this intake installed. Okay, so the other thing that I wanted to do today was actually tackle my stereo, because this thing is old AF. It has a tape player in here, which is crazy. But I think there's either like some wiring issues behind here, or there's maybe just it's a faulty unit, because the stereo was like going in and out. Like when we were driving down last weekend, it was, the speakers were like really spotty connection, and like it couldn't even play a CD properly. So what I did was I picked up this, which is the Kenwood unit. It's like a touchscreen head unit with Apple CarPlay, Android connection, can do all the things, and it has compatibility to also install like a backup camera or even a dash cam. You can plug them into these. There's like add-ons you can buy, and you can plug them right into this head unit and just hook them straight up. So there's a lot of technology packed into this thing to upgrade a 25-year-old car. But what I'm really curious about is what's behind. Adam told me that the wiring behind his head unit was a rat's nest. I am a little terrified of taking this apart. I'm gonna do it. We gotta get it done. I mean, okay, maybe I'm freaking out a little bit, but it looks like, what is that, cigarette lighter? Yeah, cigarette lighter. So I'm guessing this is for the ETC reader. Looks like they tapped into the 12 volt of the cigarette lighter, just electrical tape to get this installed. To get this thing, actually, can I just move this out of the way, kind of? Yeah. All right, you'll live there. I really hate these clips. This one I struggled with the last week. I don't know if I showed it in my video, but yeah, I struggled last week with it pretty bad. Oh, what is this, a fuse? Nice. Well, that's cool that they put that in. Good on them. Now I just need to get this freaking disaster out of here. And I think I should preface this by saying, again, that I'm being very careful because A, I've never worked on this car before. I don't know this body style at all. I don't know how things come apart. And B, everything is 25 years old. And not all parts are replaceable. This guy didn't do much to this car, except for the things I'm tearing apart right now. Oh, this is really easy. And this is, oh, there we go. It's out. Yeah. So we do have to take out the HVAC. Oh my God, this is a behemoth. It doesn't look bad, actually. It looks like they used a kit. Okay, so review. The Silvia S15 has brackets. That is what you use. Brackets are screwed onto the head unit. It's fitted into there. And it looks like you do have to take out the HVAC unit because it covers bolts right here. Oops. Because it's covering bolts right here to remove the entire stereo. The lower bracket bolt. There we go, easy peasy. Let me take a look at this wiring really quick. So I wonder, where's the custom jobber? This looks like all the factory wiring, but maybe I'm wrong? Like, is wrapped in the foam that you usually get from the factory. Well, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bust open my new one, take a peek at that. I'm gonna take all my parts apart and just kind of get an idea of what I'm working with and then go from there. All right, so it's the next day. I'm gonna try to finish this up today before I head out of town, and would love to hear it. Maybe even drive my car this weekend. What I'm gonna do is connect the harness that I purchased for Nissan, which is the 77550 harness from Metra. Connected to the Kenwood harness. It's been, man, I don't know, 15 years best guess. Last time I did this, I haven't installed a head unit in a long time because my Civic didn't have one, and my RDX obviously has its own thing, so I haven't needed to do this in a while. So I'm trying to remember everything, but usually what happens is these are very color-coded exactly to the harness. This adapter is meant to make sure you can retain your factory wiring and plugs, which is always great because you don't want to screw up that stuff. So yeah, it should be pretty straightforward. Red to red, green to green type of situation. And I'm just gonna follow the directions and go from there. Yeah, looking at the plugs, these are the two Nissan connectors, and they look like the Nissan connectors. They're super familiar. They look with the white on the inside with a little clip. So it almost looks like the unit that was in my car, because it just had a single plug coming off of it that wasn't spliced or anything. It looks like it was some sort of like factory adapter for the Silvia to Kenwood, or maybe they sold Kenwood stereos for Silvias. I don't know, but there was no cut up wires or anything. It was just a harness straight to the unit. So something was made already for that. If anyone knows history about that, if it's a really old like factory, like a stereo upgrade unit, let me know, because that's kind of cool. I don't know if it's 100% working and worthwhile to resell or anything, but it's still kind of cool that it came with it. So anyways, I'm gonna start crimping. What I'm gonna use actually, before I stop talking, is I'm gonna be using the solder seal wire connectors, which they've been around for a while. Essentially what they are is a little, oh shit, I just spilled them everywhere. It's a little connector that has a piece of solder in the middle, and then it has heat shrink around it. And all you do is just put the wires together, and you slip this on obviously, and then connect the wires, and then use the heat gun and heat shrink it. It should make the job rather easy. I mean, when I used to do this years ago, I was soldering, crimping in the car. It was always a pain to do a head unit install. Just realized that I did purple with a black stripe to regular purple. It just looks like there's a black stripe because I'm like in the sun and there's like shade here. So shit, I gotta redo that one now. Alright, second attempt. This one looks way better. So it actually looks like you could kind of see a little bit like the solder has hit the wires, and it's bled into the wires themselves. So there's definitely a moment when it gets a little more melted. So, okay. At least I have an idea now. Alright, here we are. Finished harness. Wasn't too bad. Didn't take too long. And everything looks like it's soldered together. So I really like the way this turned out. Let's go toss it in the car. There's a bug in here. Get out of here, fly. That's a bee. Get out. Oh, my car. Please. Mother of God. Sarah will never drive in my car ever again. There we go. Got it. Ow! Mother. These things suck. These things suck. Why, Nissan? Why'd you do this? I don't know where that bee is. It's in my dashboard. Great. It's gonna come out. It's gonna sting Sarah. Because she's just lucky like that. Dude, I hear it in there. It's like in the front of my dash somewhere. Please leave. Mr. B. Please exit the vehicle. Exit! Dude, it's like caught in there or something and it's freaking out. Well, maybe you shouldn't go in my dash. How about that? Putting the ground right here. I don't have a terminal right now. I would love to crimp a terminal on there. A little circle terminal, but I do not have one. So, I'm going to use that for now. I'll probably end up taking it back out again. It's easy to take in and out. At some point, I want to do a reverse camera and maybe a dash cam. So hopefully I can squeeze this in there and wrap ground cables around this wire. Oh god, that might be janky. That might be janky. Okay, that's tight. We'll see if it works. Maybe I should like turn it on and make sure it's working first. Let's do that. Ooh, eXcelon. Hell yeah. Look at that. Cool. All right, I'm gonna finish putting it back together. Oh my God, I completely forgot to plug in the CarPlay, which is what I plan to use. Shit. All right, I'm gonna take it back apart. Kudasai. So it's all installed, looks good. Turned it on before, and it sounds like my rear speakers are not working. I will have to further investigate, but it's really cool. I'm happy I got it done. I'm gonna take my wife for a ride for the first time ever, finally. She hasn't even seen this car since it's been in the States yet, so this is the first time actually getting a chance to take her for a ride, so hold on to your britches.
Great. Please don't scare me.
All right, well, thank you for watching, and like, comment, and subscribe, and I will be back with more useless content about my Silvia. So you can slightly hear the turbo just from the filter, which is made me so happy. Oh, there it is!